That's not. Gotta forgive me. I'm over here deleting text messages. I'm just so not interested. Um, Give me a second. I'm actually gonna post this on his and hers too. Um, so give me a second while I set this up. All right. Okay. People, I'm gonna speak on some things tonight. I'm gonna speak on how I am, and I'm gonna speak on the way it is. Okay. How I am, and I'm gonna speak on the way it is. Appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. Appreciate you for being here Saturday. Not gonna be here long, but I'm gonna drop this, and then I got some things to do. Um, People, I'm gonna speak on how I am first. I'm the type of person that I have nobody in my life. I have nobody. Um, Married people have somebody in their life. Single people have people in their life, but they go home alone. I do that, classified as I have nobody. But my have nobody is a lot deeper than have nobody, because I spent my whole life being the most successful person in my family. And in doing that, with my morals, I wanted to bring the family up along with the ride. That proved to be something that got me no merits in the love category. So I don't have family. Y'all know the story on my child. I did everything. I got petitioned. Everything. I fought for a living and have to be a father. So I get that my overabundance of morals, people that meet me and are in my life are either gonna put that on a pedestal and honor that about me, or they're gonna inject some nonsense under the context of, well, his morals. Okay. So, like I was saying, I have no one in my life. And so when I do, quote unquote, have somebody in my life, they are my everything. My dog, my everything. My mom was my everything. Of course, my daughter was my everything. So much to the point, I wrote this book, When Dads Cry. I dedicated this book to my dad, but this book is a representation of what fathers go through. Remember my perspective and my narrative. When little Sarah is on her way to school, a van pulls up, tries to abduct little Sarah. Little Sarah kicks him in a ding ding. Little Sarah is on Good Morning America, Good Day New York, Oprah, all these shows. Fathers go to court and fight, and we're deemed the enemy. That was my case for fighting for 11 and a half years. I wanted not to be any part of a negative stereotype concerning black men because of my morals. But time and time and time again, my morals are flipped. My morals are deemed okay. Well, I want to do this, and I'm not going to match my morals with your morals. Okay. So I want to talk about friends. I'm going to talk about friends, and I'm going to talk about friends from the perspective of how I see friends and how I was taught today how I had it all wrong. How I was taught today that no, if I was in theater, I have my theater friends. If I was at work, I got my work friends. If I worked at the car wash, I got my car wash friends. When I go to the local corner store, they're my local corner store, and they are all equal. I was taught they are all equal. There is no classifications. Like I classify, remember, I'm the guy that told y'all, never treat a girlfriend like a wife, never treat a wife like a girlfriend, never treat somebody you dating like a girlfriend. Remember, I'm the guy with my morals. I'm the guy that I classify everything, but I was taught today, no, I need 2 days out of the week to spend with old friends because friends are equal. I thought that the friends that I had on Facebook, which are in two sets, what's going on, Brandon? What's going on, Z? I thought that the friends' perspective was I got friends that I grew up with, and the last group of friends that there's friends that I grew up with, military friends, and friends that I worked at the post office that I stopped working there in 1995. I didn't know that all those people were my besties, and I was to say, even though I met somebody and I'm trying to forsake everybody else and put emphasis on one person to build and everything with them, I didn't know that I had to take time out to reach back out to all those people. I want to be clear about something. I stopped working at the post office in 1995. Some of the people that are on there I hadn't talked to since, but I send a message out on, via Facebook. So I'm going to use Sundays and Mondays to chat with all my best friends via instant messenger, because this is what I was taught today. Um, People, I got a friend of mine that was married 30 plus years. I asked that individual, say, hey man, how many friends do your wife got? Male friends do your wife got? He said, none. So people, we're going to talk right now. I want men and women to listen up. Men and women, listen up. This is I'm going to speak from the perspective of my morals. When you're in a relationship with somebody, they should worship the ground you walk on. They shouldn't be adamant and relentless at trying to sell you the bullshit narrative of, you got to understand, I got 50 fucking million friends. Okay, I'm buying. Here's the problem with bullshit, though, people. Let me go left for a second. Here's the problem with bullshit. Bullshit never comes with instructions. Do it. Okay. So when you have to exonerate, if you have to execute said bullshit, you're going to do it a little different. Let me tell you something about a transvestite. Let me tell you something about a transvestite. Tell you a little story about a transvestite. I was at Applebee's in Philadelphia. This was probably 2001, 2002. I was at Applebee's. And I was at Applebee's, and this woman came in there. And this woman was gorgeous. I mean, butt, titties, walking with it was, she was animated to the T. And I was looking at her like, damn. And then I started to play her movement, like I started looking at her in like a 2-second delay. I started looking at her like if she took a step, my brain started processing that step 2 seconds later. Then I heard the guy talk to her. And then I heard the voice and said, oh, that's a transvestite. Then I learned that day, when you try to act like something and you're not that, that's the reason why that transvestite was overcompensating. Now, no homo. I'm a man, 100%, 50 grand. But the transvestite was, I was like, God dang. It wasn't until they started talking I realized. If they walked in like a normal woman and talked, I probably wouldn't have realized it. But I realized that person was overdoing it. People, when something ain't right, people will overdo it. They will be adamant about it. They'll keep talking about it so much, so many different ways, so many things, because it's not right. It's not right. People, let me tell you about a time I got arrested for non-payment of child support. So 3 months before that, I goes to court, and Atia LaShawn Bradley came into court, and when they told Atia LaShawn Bradley how much her child support was, Atia LaShawn Bradley said, what? Is that all I'm getting? I can't go back to my besties and tell them that that's all I'm getting. I came in here to get the bag. This nigga, he bouncing. Of course, she don't talk like that, but she talk like a white girl trying to be pretty, nonetheless. And when they told her child support amount, she said, I don't want to have nothing to do with the child. I left court that day with custody of my daughter. 3 months later, I goes into, that was in New Jersey. 3 months later, I goes into court in Pennsylvania because they was charging me child support. So I goes into court, and what happens? They lock me up for non-payment of child support. Here's the craziest thing about the next day when I went to court. I spent the night in jail, and I'm going to get back to that, but I want to say this. Atia LaShawn Bradley came to court to testify for the prosecutor. And you know what Atia Bradley said? She never said he has custody of the child. She just sat up there and she listened. And I remember when Atia Bradley came to court, she's only 4'11". I remember the white prosecutor was talking to her like this, and don't say this and don't say that. We don't want. And I said, I got custody of the child. You can ask her. The judge said, I'm asking you. Now, what they didn't want to say on record is it's acknowledged that Christopher Smith got custody of the child. Because if it's not on record, they can continue fucking me. When I tell y'all I went through hell and back and I don't want nothing, when I tell y'all the implementation of the life that I have in place right now, I don't want to have nothing to do with fucking bullshit. I don't want to have nothing to do with fucking antics. If you ain't for me, get the fuck on. If you got 50 fucking million friends, go fuck with your friends. Leave Christopher Troy Smith alone. I've been down all these fucked up roads. I'm a great guy. If that's not what it's about, if you're not trying to build with me like you're supposed to, take your fucking ass and get the fuck on. All right? Now, Atia Bradley came to court and said, oh no, never said he got custody. So let me tell y'all what I did. I called a friend of mine. And she came and got my daughter for me because remember, I'm going to jail. And I called a friend of mine and that friend came and picked my daughter up for me from the courthouse. If she wouldn't have came, my daughter would have went to with the child services. Yeah, my child would have went to child services. If that woman wouldn't have came, my daughter would have went to child services. That person is not my best friend. Haven't spoke to that person since 2007. I haven't spoken to that person in 13 years. We're friends on Facebook, but I hadn't called them and talked to them in 13 years. Now I'm going to call them. I'm going to use tomorrow as my people that I grew up with day, and I'm going to use Monday as my Facebook friend day. I'm going to use those 2 days to get caught up with old friends. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because I had it all wrong. I can admit it. I can admit when I'm wrong. I had it all wrong. I thought you focusing on one person and you make that person your like, you make that person and you forego everything else to build something with that. But I had it all wrong. I had it all wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. Yeah. I'm going to tell you about a friend of mine that lives up north. And she's 4'11", 5 feet. Her ass is just as big as she is tall, no waist. And that friend of mine has 45 million guy friends. If I say, hey, you know somebody that sell honey that's organic, my boys sell that, my boy. People, I'm going to tell y'all something. I am not friends with one person I haven't talked to in 25 years, one person that was my ex-girlfriend. I haven't in 25 years. What I was taught today was no, y'all supposed to be besties. That's what I was taught today. So I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get out of here. People, it comes a time in everybody's life where they got to toss their morals out the fucking window. I feel so good at this moment. I feel so good at this moment. I do. People are so adamant about bullshit, they don't even see the destruction that they're doing. They don't even see the destruction that it's causing. They're so adamant about it. They're so fucking adamant about bullshit. People, I'm gonna tell you something. Give people a dose of themselves. I'll see you guys tomorrow.